Hi, I'm here to talk to you today about the science project connected to the Breadwinner book that you're currently reading. And I'm going to walk through this with you in terms of what we are focusing on. We're going to take a look at how earthquakes impact Afghanistan as a tie-in to Parvana and her family. You're going to need to research geography, earthquakes, and Afghan history to complete this project. It's two parts. The first part is that you're going to create a brochure for Parvana and her family to help them to better survive an earthquake. That region of the world is prone to rather severe earthquakes. And then the second piece will be an educational display that could be available for any organization or agency in that region to use for educating the public. So what is a brochure? Let's take a look at that. A brochure is a sheet of 8.5 by 11-inch paper that's folded over into 3 different parts. You can make it using Microsoft Word, Publisher, or even by hand. You can either use the technology or do it the old-fashioned way. It should be colorful with research and information that is easy to read and understand. And it is written using your own words. This is not a Google cut and paste activity. Here's an example of what a brochure is. Yours obviously will be tailored to what you choose to select in on for Afghanistan and earthquakes. What's going to go inside that brochure? You're going to explain the threat of earthquakes in Afghanistan. What should a person do when an earthquake strikes, including steps the government could take? Currently, right now, there are not any official brochures on Afghanistan earthquakes for the general public of that country. You're going to find 3 regions that are at highest risk for earthquake activity, describing 2 recent earthquake events. And you're going to include a map showing key points of earthquake activity that are located in that country. So the second piece of the project is a presentation board. You will need to get a tri-folding board to create this part of the project. You will have one of 3 options for this portion. Your first choice, how to survive an earthquake. You'll need to explain supplies that you will need, exit strategies for a region, as well as emergency contact information that you should have on hand. Second choice could be comparing California and Afghan earthquakes in terms of their frequency, the impact to the citizens, and the government response, as well as financial support available to people that have survived an earthquake. Third option would be to look at the history of earthquakes in Afghanistan. You're going to include a map of Afghanistan, plate tectonic boundaries clearly outlined, and 5 major earthquakes identified and described and analyzed for the local impact in a historical way. This isn't necessarily the most recent earthquakes, but the ones that have had the most impact for that country. So what type of person should choose this project? First, you're going to want to be a person who has a high interest and ability in science. You're going to need to do a lot of independent research to complete this task. You should be someone who enjoys to read and analyze different formats of text and data, and someone who's good at organizing that information together. We hope you enjoyed this option and go forward with selecting your project that best meets you and who you are.